Well, hello dear students, this is Zeeshan. In my previous video, we had understood as to how we can use past year papers to directly predict questions in the upcoming prelims exam. In today's video, we'll be learning as to how 10 questions from 2020 prelims paper helped me predict 10 questions in the 2022 paper. And we are doing this by keeping one thing in mind, that civil services aspirants are very sincere when it comes to putting in efforts. It's just that we need to identify our blind spots and we need to streamline our PYQ analysis, and we'll be learning exactly that. Also, we'll be learning exactly how this is the most sincere effort to decipher the psyche of the paper setter. ऐसा नहीं है कि we are just taking out a crystal ball and we are picking questions out of that crystal ball for the next year upcoming prelims exam. No, this is a truly sincere effort. And how exactly are we trying to decipher the psyche of the paper setter? We'll be learning that today. Then we'll also be learning how to go on with an inclusive PYQ engineering activity. Now, this is an inclusive activity because among the 4 levels, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 1 analysis is something that everyone can do on their own at the individual level. Even level 2 to some extent can be done at individual level. But when it comes to level 3 and level 4, how things become trickier, we'll be learning that in today's video as well. Quickly moving ahead with the agenda. Now, this is the first question from 2020. Now, this is a level 2 analysis question, but there is a reason I have taken this first. The keywords here are Ashokan inscriptions. Now, this question had given this particular text and asked this inscription has been ascribed to whom. The answer was Ashoka. So we go on for level 2 analysis. The context is given. We probe the prominent inscriptions of Ashoka. We just open the browser and we search this prominent Ashokan inscriptions. Now we get many results. Among this, now this is from Wikipedia. We'll get the same result in many other sources. What are the results that we got? The prominent inscriptions, prominent edicts of Ashoka. Now, Dhauli inscription, Dhauli edict is in Odisha. Okay, this is what we got. Also, what we got, Yerragudi edict is in Andhra Pradesh. What else did we get? Jaugada inscription is in Odisha. And lastly, Khalsi inscription is in Uttarakhand. Now, in 2022, there was this question. Consider the following pairs. One pair was site of Ashoka's major rock edicts and other was location in the state of. Now, we have just seen Dhauli is in Odisha, Yerragudi is in Andhra Pradesh, Jaugada is not in Madhya Pradesh, and Khalsi is not in Karnataka. We have just seen that. So what did we do here? We just picked up this question from 2020 prelims. We used level 2 analysis. We had the context. Level 2 analysis is used when we have the context. The context here is Ashokan inscriptions. So we probed the prominent inscriptions. We got this result. And there was this question in the 2022 exam. Now I have picked up this question first because this is such a question which was perceived to be very difficult, because here we were expected to know the exact number of pairs which were correct. Either only one is correct, or 2 are correct, or 3 pairs are correct, or all the four pairs are correct. So that's why it was perceived to be very difficult. But if we had gone through the right PYQ analysis approach, this question appears to be relatively easier. Moving ahead. Now, this was another question in 2020 prelims, and in statement 2, it was given CGWA, Central Groundwater Authority, was formed under the Environment Protection Act. So we went with our level 1 analysis. In level 1 analysis, we just probe the keywords. What are the keywords here? Central Groundwater Authority, Environment Protection Act. We did that rudimentary level of research at level 1, but the fun part of this question is in 2022 exam there was this question asked by UPSC. Which one of the following has been constituted under the Environment Protection Act 1986? And obviously the answer is groundwater, Central Groundwater Authority. Now this particular question asked in 2022 is almost a photocopy of this statement given in 2020, almost a Xerox copy of this statement. Central Groundwater Authority was formed under Environment Protection Act. So we just noted it as written here. We just noted it and did level 1 analysis. And we directly got this correct answer. In a way, we could predict this particular question in 2022. Quickly moving ahead. This was yet another question in 2020 prelims. There were different keywords given in this question. One of them was under to coalition. So we probe this keyword at level 1 and we ask this question, what exactly are you? We open the browser and we just search under to coalition. We get this result. Now this is the first result that you get on your browser, and when you open the link, this is what you get on the very top of the page. Under to a coalition, and the secretariat of this for this is the climate group. This is the first result and this is the top information on that particular page. In the 2022 prelims paper, we had this question in which statement 5 said the International Energy Agency is the secretariat to the under to coalition, which is patently wrong. We just saw the secretariat is climate group, which acts as the secretariat for under to coalition. So what did we do here? We saw this question from 2020 prelims exam. We did level 1 analysis on under to coalition. We probed for it on the browser. We got this result. We opened it and we could directly derive the correct answer for this question. Now, the beauty of this question is that if you are able to eliminate statement 5, you directly get the correct answer, because there is only one option, option B, which doesn't have statement 5. So almost a hint, a direct hint given to us by UPSC. Fine. Moving ahead, there was this another question in 2020 prelims exam with reference to the history of India. The terms Kulya Vapa and Drone Vapa denote. Now, one of the options was coins of different monetary value. What we search is for Indian numismatics in news. Now, because the question is regarding coins, so we search Indian numismatics in news. A good example of level 3 research, where the keywords are not pinpointed and our research becomes more broad based. We open the browser, we just search Indian numismatics in news. We get many results. We open a result. Now this is from Times of India, which says the Phanam was a small coin used in South India between XYZ, whatever. Now in 2022 prelims paper, we had this question. In medieval India, the term Phanam referred to, and we mark coins as a correct answer. Why do we mark coins as a correct answer? What did we do here? We saw this question from 2020 prelims paper, and this was the option B, coins of different monetary value. We did a level 3 analysis here. We searched for Indian numismatics in news. We got many results. We probed those results, and one of those results conveyed that Phanam was a small coin used in South India between XYZ, whatever. And we got this question in 2022 prelims, which we could directly answer. This answer we could directly derive based on the level 3 research that we did on a PYQ in 2020, and in a way we could predict this question in the 2022 prelims paper. Moving ahead, there was this another question in 2020 prelims paper. It is quite obvious that in both the statements, the paper setter has emphasized on solar power. That's quite obvious. Now, what we probe, we open the browser and we search for solar power developments in India. We are looking for recent developments in solar power. We get many results, and we open a result, we get this information. We'll get this same information in many other results. What do we get? At Bhadla Solar Park, with a capacity of 2 to 45 megawatt, is the world's largest solar park. All right. In the next year, in 2022 prelims paper, there was this question, and there were three statements. Statement 1 says Gujarat has the largest solar park in India, which is patently wrong. We have just seen that Bhadla park, which is in Rajasthan, is world's biggest solar park. If it is world's biggest, obviously it is India's biggest solar park as well. So if you eliminate statement 1, you are left with only B and D. So the choice between B and D becomes relatively much easier. Even in worst case, we are stuck in a 50-50 situation. So what did we do here? We saw this question from the 2020 prelims paper. We did level 3 analysis in this question. Why did we go for level 3 analysis? Because the term is relatively more general, more generic in nature. We searched for recent developments in solar power in India. We got this result, and we could directly mark, or at least we could come closer to the correct answer in this particular question from 2022. Moving ahead, we had this another question in 2020 prelims paper. Now statement 2 here says coal-fired power plants release sulfur dioxide and oxides of nitrogen into the environment. So we have a context. What is the context? Coal-fired power plants emitting sulfur dioxide and oxides of nitrogen. So we are going in for a level 2 analysis here because we have the context given by the question itself. We open the browser, we search for impacts of SO2 and sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide from coal. We get many results. Now we open this result. This is an official website, an official government website, which says acid rain results when sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides are emitted into the atmosphere, and so on. In 2022, there was this question which asks excess of which of the above in the environment is or are the cause of acid rain, and obviously the correct answer is 2 and 4 only. Though this question is relatively simple, but the fact remains the same. We used this question from 2020 prelims paper. We did level 2 analysis using the context given by the question itself, the context given by the statement itself. We probed it in the browser, we got this result, and we could directly derive the correct answer of this question from 2022 prelims. In other words, we could predict the correct answer for this question. Moving ahead, this is yet another question from 2020 prelims paper, which said Rajya Sabha has equal powers with Lok Sabha in. Now we do level 1 analysis for this. Then moving ahead sequentially, we go for level 2 and we also go for level 3. In the way, we ask, what about the opposite case scenario where Rajya Sabha doesn't have equal powers with Lok Sabha, or in other words, Lok Sabha has more powers compared to Rajya Sabha. So here we just open our Lakshmikant and we see for unequal status where Rajya Sabha has unequal status with Lok Sabha. And this point 10 from our Lakshmikant says Rajya Sabha cannot remove the Council of Ministers by passing a no confidence motion. Now this is explicitly given in the book that we all read. What else is given? A resolution for the discontinuance of the national emergency can be passed only by the Lok Sabha. Again, this is explicitly given. Now we had this question in 2022 prelims paper. Which of the following are the exclusive powers of Lok Sabha? Statement 1 is patently wrong, ratifying the declaration of emergency. Statement 3, to impeach the President of India. Now this is generally a general statement, generally known to all. Statement 2 is correct. to pass a motion of no confidence against the Council of Ministers. We just saw this. So what did we do here? We saw this question in 2020 prelims paper. We went with level 1, level 2, level 3 analysis and probed for the opposite case scenario where Lok Sabha has greater powers compared to Rajya Sabha as opposed to what was asked in 2020. We probed it in Lakshmikant. We found this, and we found this question in the 2022 prelims paper, which we could answer pretty directly, and in a way we could predict. Now moving to the next question. This is yet another question from 2020 paper. Which part of the Constitution of India declares the ideal of welfare state? Now in option D we have this term schedule, 7th schedule. Now we go with our levels of analysis. Level 1 analysis, we search like the most pertinent aspects of 7th schedule, then we move ahead. Second level of analysis, then we go for the third level of analysis. We try to find out basics of all 12 schedules. The thought process going on in a mind is, if 7th schedule has been given place in this particular question, the option might be right, the option might be wrong, that is not our concern, but the paper setter has placed this in one of the options, which means schedules of the constitution are on the radar of the paper setter. It is on the radar of UPSC. So we go for level 3 analysis and we probe basics of all 12 schedules. We search this on the browser and we probe all the 12 schedules, and this is what we get with respect to the 7th schedule. Sorry, the 5th schedule, which says to restrict or limit the transfer of land. Now this comes in the ambit of the 5th schedule. Now we had this question in the 2022 exam, which says, if a particular area is brought under the 5th schedule of the Constitution of India, which one of the following statements best reflects the consequence of it? And obviously option A is the correct answer. This would prevent the transfer of land of tribal people to non-tribal people. So what did we do here? We saw this question from 2022 prelims paper. We did level 1, level 2, level 3 and a level analysis of PYQs, and we probed basics of all 12 schedules, and among which this was the description of the 5th schedule, and we came to know that it has this particular provision under its ambit, that it restricts or limits the transfer of land to non-tribals, and we had this direct question in 2022 which we could derive using level 3 analysis of PYQs. Moving ahead, now this is a good example of level 4 analysis. We have been given a list of many countries. The question says, in which one of the following groups are all the 4 countries members of G20? Now here we go for level 4 analysis, precisely because these are very general names of countries, very generic terms given to us. So our analysis, our research becomes very broad based, and we search various facets with respect to these terms, and one of those facets was some basic information about these countries with respect to Vietnam and other countries. So we search this on the browser, Vietnam quick facts, and we get many results. Now this is one among those results. This is from National Geographic, which says Vietnam is a socialist state governed by the Communist Party of Vietnam. All right, this is something we know so far. Now in 2022 prelims, there was this question. Statement 2 here states that Vietnam is led by a multi-party political system, which is patently wrong. We just saw that through our level 4 research. So if you can eliminate statement 2, we are left only with option B and option C, because A and D automatically get eliminated, and the choice between option B and option C is relatively much easier. So what did we do here? We saw this question in 2020 prelims paper, and what we came to know that the terms, the names given in these options are very generic, very general in nature. So we need to go for that arduous and long process of researching on all these names, all these countries, at least the bare minimum facts that you need to know, precisely because these names are on the radar of the paper setter. These names, these countries, or the names of these countries have been given place in the PYQs. That means we need to probe them, be it level 4. We searched this on the browser, we got this result, and we could eliminate at least 2 options and come close to the answer in a 50-50 situation, even in the worst case scenario. Moving ahead, this was yet another question in the 2020 prelims paper with reference to blockchain technology. Consider the following statements, and in statement 3 states applications that depend on the basic features of blockchain can be developed without anybody's permission. So we ask, which are these applications? Now this is level 2 analysis that we are doing. Why are we doing level 2 analysis? Because the context is already given by the question. Applications with respect to blockchain. So we just open the browser, we search for latest blockchain applications. We get many results. We open a result, we get this information on this particular link, we'll get the same information on many other results. So what does this page states about applications of blockchain? One of the point that has been given is about non-fungible tokens, and it states that NFT or non-fungible tokens on the blockchain guarantees that only a single copy of a piece of digital art exists that can make it like investing in physical art, but without the drawbacks of storage and maintenance. Okay, this is what we know so far. Now in 2022 we had this question with reference to non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Consider the following statements. Now statement 1 and statement 2 are obviously right. This is what we saw in the previous, through the previous research that we did. Statement 3 is patently wrong, which says they can be traded or exchanged at equivalency and therefore that they can be used as medium of commercial transactions. Patently wrong. We have just learned they are unique. That's why statement 3 cannot be correct. So what did we do here? We saw this question from 2020 prelims paper. We did level 2 analysis for this question because the context of the statement was quite clear. It was made quite clear by UPSC itself. We searched the context, latest blockchain applications, and we came to know non-fungible tokens happen to be one of the latest applications of blockchain. Then we had this result, we had this question in 2022, and we could derive the correct answer based on our level 2 analysis of PYQ of a 2020 question. In other words, we could predict this question in prelims 2022 by analyzing a PYQ from 2020. So guys, this was all in today's video. So fill the form to join my Telegram group, and from that Telegram group you can join the Dominate Prelims 2023 program. This program is intended to help you guys with all these levels of analysis, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. As we have understood, comparatively level 1 and level 2 analysis is relatively more doable. Everyone can do them with comparative ease, but when it comes to level 3 and level 4 analysis, things become trickier. For that purpose, we need to have the guidance of a mentor, and we need to do it in a group of close-knit individuals. So as you can see on your screen, we'll be doing methodical PYQ analysis as part of the Dominate Prelims 2023 program. Secondly, we'll also be learning logical paper solving skills. Now we use logical paper solving skills in such questions about which we have little or no idea at all, but we make that effort to answer that question correctly using our creative thinking, using logic, and by taking risk. Thirdly, we'll be having tests, current affairs, lectures, and more stuff as part of the Dominate Prelims 2023 program. And lastly, guys, do post your inputs about the video in the comment section. I'd love to see your inputs in the comment section. So this was all in today's video. See you all guys in the Telegram group. This is Zeeshan Hashmi signing off.